You can make money in a bull market. Most people do. You can even get rich in a bull market. But if you want to build generational wealth, that's done in a bear market. It's the first report of 2023, kicking off the new year with a bang, except the market is dead asleep. We're talking chop city right now. It's giving a lot of mixed signals, some bearishness or bullishness. And I know if you're in the Discord, I also gave out a safe way to start the year. So make sure you're in the Discord because you can also find that as well on what I thought the best kind of investment portfolio would look like heading into the beginning of the year. Anyways, let's kick this off and see what we see in the market right now. Hold up, before we do that, two things. One, like and subscribe to the video. I know you probably clicked this on Facebook or Twitter or something. And you're like, oh, I can't like the video because I'm not logged in. Download the app already. Log in, like the video, subscribe, ring that bell so you get notifications. Money is speed. You have to be quick. You're only going to be quick if you get a notification right when the video comes out. And two, hey, we're still doing the 1K count challenge. People have been DMing me saying, hey, you haven't made a video about it. Hey, you're going to find out why in just a moment when I go over the market and why we haven't made any big trades in the 1K account. And that's because I want high conviction for those trades. So yes, I haven't blown up the money in the account. We're still doing that. And I expect that as soon as we actually get some movement in this market, I'll do more videos and go through the walkthroughs of those trades. So don't worry. Anyways, let's talk about the market. Today was a really rare occurrence where there was some big data. We had the ISM data. If you watched my short that came out yesterday, I said, hey, this will probably be bearish. We did see some drawdown from that. They gave an exit actually on some puts that I had earlier this morning because it looked to me like the market wanted to rally. But all in all, coming into the close of the day, we didn't really see much at all. And in fact, I still think a rally could be a potential here. Kind of look at this bottoms kind of forming here. Looks like there could be maybe a loose wedge developing here. A breakout of this range might actually give us some movement into tomorrow. But as you can see, this market's been pretty flat. It's just been chop city, not really much going on here. It's been a really muted start to the year. And so I think that this could actually likely continue for some time. Our first hike isn't going to be until February. First hike for the year, that is. Obviously, there's been multiple hikes. So let's take a look at Tesla. As you can see, we've talked about this before. The extension further to the downside has been incredible, but it looks like we're getting a turnover on the TTM squeeze. And if we actually pan over to the weekly, you can just see how exaggerated this momentum is. This is severe capitulation in the stock. A lot of people think the fundamentals here are doomsday, that it's game over for Elon and Tesla is doomed. Obviously, I don't think Tesla's doomed. I think even worst case scenario, Elon has too much money. He's become too big to fail. The company's performance, although they've had taken some hits, deliveries missed, they're going to get by. All right, they're going to get by. So I don't think it's game over for Tesla. And in fact, this is one of the few stocks that I've decided to get bullish in. Now, there's two other companies I actually bought today and took bullish positions on as well. Overall, I'm a huge fan of cash right now. Now, I did put that portfolio together for what is a safe portfolio for people who want to be invested in. Let me just say right now, I have a lot of cash. In an uncertain market like this, cash is going to be my friend. I think one of the mistakes I made at the beginning of last year was actually not having enough cash. I'm not going to repeat that into a year that I think is going to be even rougher. So when it comes to my trading account, I even have a lot of cash there. And even in my long-term account, there's a sizable amount of cash as well, which actually I updated that as well. There's a link that exists in the Discord, takes you to Google spreadsheets, and there you can see all my allocations and positions from largest to smallest with the cash as well. So if you want to check that out, that is for subscribers in the Discord. So when it comes to Tesla, this is one of the few stocks where I decided to take, a somewhat bullish position here. Despite what we're seeing, in Apple and SPY, Tesla, I think, could break away and disconnect. It has been really trending with the rest of the market. So it's one of the few positions that, I'm okay with taking that perspective right now with some tight stop losses, of course. If we look at XLE, we can see we're below this bullish trend line that I would like to see us above. However, I'm still bullish here. Even below this 200-day moving average, I would still be bullish here. If we're looking at the previous, I think anything above this 69 right here, anything above this previous low and these tops right here, I think is still going to be bullish. This 200-day moving average is going to be pivotal for telling us which way the momentum is going to go. We also want to keep an eye on the TTM squeeze here. We can see that it's actually pinging on the daily, that there's going to be a big move. And I'd be worried that this is actually to the downside due to some of the comments that the Fed made, which they said, don't mistake how hawkish we're going to be. This economy will get crushed and we will continue tightening until you idiots quit trading these JPEG NFTs and acting like this crap has actual value. Now, in all seriousness, for energy, I think this means that we could see some further downside in the near term. However, on a longer time horizon, and for like my February calls, I'm still pretty confident in this market, especially as China continues to reopen, which I could think could take the rest of the month before we see any significant demand start to pull from that reopening. Now, I say that relatively confident right now because right now that trade is still in the green. This starts to turn over into the red for me, which I won't let it do. I'll actually cut it before then. I'll be looking to reposition and I won't hold it blindly through that turmoil. This seems like a good point to add a trading tip. If I have a trade that's doing really well running into the green, 90% of the time, I will not let that trade actually go into the red. Even if my longer term beliefs say, well, this will come back easily, I'm going to find a better position, especially when you're trading options and data's going to try to kill you. Premiums can make wild swings, volatility. There's a lot to worry about. So it's best to just wait for a better entry. And remember, I'm not talking about new positions. I'm talking about existing positions that were already doing well. Sometimes you start a trade, it goes against you. This could be because of technical analysis, just a bad entry. It's best, in my opinion, to give those some leeway. I'll sometimes let a longer dated trade go 30% against me before I decide to cut it and then look for a better entry. I'm talking about trades that are already in the green. Because one of the things that happens to me, well, at least in my early days of trading, is I'd have a trade that was doing really well. I'd say, well, this one's a winner. I'd average in, and then I'd let that run into the red and just give away those extra profits that I had made. Really dumb, really emotional. And so for me, if a trade's already in the green, starts to run in the red, I'm cutting it. And again, remember, we're talking about trading, not investing. So if some investment runs against me and goes down 30%, I'm like, sweet, I'm going to buy more of this at a discount. Wonderful. And speaking of investments that are at a discount, let's talk about UROY, the Uranium Royalty Corporation. Remember, this company is acting as a bank for companies in the uranium sector, continuing to hang out in some bearish territory right here. Still love this company. And in fact, I love this company more than ever right now because we're seeing China reopen. China has a huge energy problem, right? So they were already the leaders for uranium as they're reopening and workers are starting to return to work. I expect a lot of these projects to continue. And I expect a dick measuring contest to unfold globally. Who can build the most nuclear power plants? I can see that the U.S. Congress is a complete disaster. And I expect in the next 8 months, they're going to want to prove themselves as worthy of America's respect and the world's respect. And I expect a big energy race, something similar to the Cold War. I think it will participate both in energy and in cybersecurity. And I think nuclear will be the top #1 conversation, at least top 5, at least top 5 within the next 5 years. And one of the big companies that I think is going to need to step up and help a lot of these uranium miners and companies that are going to try to develop this infrastructure ahead of the government, because the private sector always wants to be first because they want to make money and they aren't stupid and slow like the government. They're going to need Uranium Royalty Corporation. And shout out to the OGs of the channel who've been like, wait a second, wasn't he talking about something similar to this Cold War thing like a year ago? That's right. I've come to reap my harvest. Now is the time, and boy, am I ready. And that's going to be it for this video, and boy, do I have a lot more on the way. I'm so pumped. This year's going to be different. I fully intend to put out 3 times more content this year than I did last year. 3 times. So I hope you're ready, because I'm definitely ready. We had a rough end of last year. I'm actually building another business, which I will have some advertisements about soon, but I've got lots of short form content, lots of different trading tips, and I think you're going to love all of it. A lot like the one I gave earlier in this video as well, which I'll also clip out in a short clip. So, hey, bookmark it, save it when you need to reframe your rules. By the way, if you don't write down your rules, I mean, if you see my videos, I've actually got video ideas written on here, but I always have a trading journal or a few journals next to me, and I write down my rules there and keep them handy. Oftentimes, I used to have actually sticky notes everywhere, but when I made the new office, I just didn't put them back up. I just have a notebook next to me. But it's good to revisit your rules, not just have them in your head. Writing down your plans helps solidify them, and even rewriting them sometimes is a great way to make sure that you don't make dumb mistakes that you've made in the past. So, or doing that just in your trading log, which remember, there's a trading log download in the Discord. So if you're not using that, I gave you the tools. I brought you the water. Drink it, dumbass. Just kidding. Love you all. See you in the next one.